Hey, it's your girl Janika, and I'm coming back to you today with another video. So today I'm starting back up the series Married and Miserable, and I believe this is episode 4. And so today I'm going to be talking about the side of marriage that most married women are not going to reveal or admit to us single women, is that a lot of the responsibilities fall on the wife. And a lot of the times, because in some marriages, women, they have to take care of all the needs of the children. Of course, they have to take care of themselves as well. But some women, they don't take good care of their children. Some of their children have cavities. They don't bathe daily. They have dirty fingernails, dirty underwear, because they're trying to run behind their husband and trying to see what he's doing. And they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that they've been up and fighting and cussing and arguing all night, because who knows what. And at first I wasn't going to make this video, but then I said, you know what? A lot of single women need to hear this, because on the outside looking in, you think that everything is all peaches and cream and roses and lollipops or ice cream sundaes, and that's just not the way it is, sweetheart. So today I watched a little clip of Tamron Hall, and I seen, my favorite couple on there, Judge Mathis and his wife Linda. And so the part where he talked about how Linda took care of the kids while he was trying to pursue his career as a TV, judge, and she had her own career, which she worked at a daycare, and I believe they had 3 or 4 children, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure their ages, but taking care of small kids and trying to take care of yourself, that's a lot of work on a woman. Now, I'm not trying to throw shots, but this is just a learning lesson, for me to teach on, or just to reveal or shine a light on. Now, it does take a strong woman to work a career and to take care of children. I know this firsthand myself. And kudos to Linda. Kudos to her, because Judge Mathis said that she was able to run 5 or manage 5 daycares, plus take care of kids, plus herself. I mean, I'm not trying to talk down about nobody or come from a negative space, but do you know how hard that is? Do you know how draining that is? Kids pull on you. Kids are draining. So if you're not spending time in the Lord and spending time in seeking God, I don't know how she did that without losing her mind, because only God can keep a person in their right mind taking care of children that are so needy. Young children are needy. I have 2 kids. One is 10 and one is 6. That is a lot of work. I can't even imagine having 2 more right now that needs me. That's a lot of work for anybody. So, I mean, she did say that they were, I believe, 20 when they first got married, or 22, I think she was, and he was like 24, 25, I'm not sure. But I understand when you're young, you have a lot of energy. But come on, that is a lot of work. And this is what I'm talking about when some men, not all men, expect women to be so strong because they mamas did it. Now, Judge Mathis didn't say this, but I'm just telling you what I'm talking about. Some men think because, they mama was so strong, that the women, they have to repeat that cycle. And that is not fair. Now, I'm not saying this to try to judge the judge, but I'm just saying this just to make women aware that sometimes people, their expectations for a woman are way too high. They expect for us to do everything. I mean, everything. And I'm glad that they were on the Tamron Hall show, and you heard it out of her own mouth if you seen the interview. Now, I didn't watch the whole interview, I just seen the clip. So I understand when Linda said that it was a blessing to her being able to be there with her children and work in her career field and also have her children with her. I've experienced that myself. I've been able to do that myself. But at the same time, it's nothing like being in the house with your kids, taking care of them, and not having to work. Not having to work would be a blessing versus having to juggle a career and take care of smaller children. That's a lot of work. You know, having to give baths, having to make sure hair is combed or hair is cut, whatever it is that children may need at that young age, making sure that everyone's teeth is brushed, making sure that everyone's hygiene is good, making sure that everyone is okay mentally or how they may be feeling emotionally. Kids, again, are draining. One kid may want you to, rock them to sleep. One kid may want you to sing them to sleep or read them a bedtime story to sleep. But not all parents do that. Some parents just put their kids in the bed, don't even say their prayers. They don't read the Bible to their kids. They just throw them in the bed. Now, again, I'm not saying this to talk down about nobody. I'm just shining a light in the area of how much a woman has to juggle already. And some people will try to talk down about single mothers. Like, I watched a video earlier today. It was a male nurse, and he was saying how he hears young women coming into the hospital complaining about having to give birth to a baby and they don't have any help. That may be true for some single women or single moms, I should say, but not all single mothers have to go through that. Some women are in their career fields and they make really good money. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing, because it does take two for the amount of work that you have to do to raise a child. And when you have children, you won't always have a village. Your village can turn against you. So you always got to keep that in your front of your mind, because sometimes people get jealous and they'll look at you and be like, oh my goodness, look at this single mom. This single mom is prospering. And here I am married with a whole husband who we can barely afford to even buy a set of tires. We can barely afford to do this. We can barely afford to go on trip as a family. We can barely do this. We barely got groceries in our refrigerator. We barely got decent looking clothes or decent looking shoes. We got to ask for help to get food from somebody else. I can't even pay to get my kids a haircut. Now, I'm not saying this is all married people, but I'm saying this stuff does exist. So don't just think that it's all, again, peaches and cream, ice cream and cake, because not everybody is happily married. And so I'm gonna take a pause for the calls. Hold on. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so I had to take a pause for the calls. But I'm saying all that to say is, it's hard work. You have to put in work. And trying to take care of yourself, then taking care of your children is not an easy thing to do. And trying to make sure homework or schoolwork is done, making sure that all of their needs are being met. It's a lot of work, but it can be done. I'm at a point where I am fully surrendered, fully dependent, and fully relying upon the Lord's help for strength. So it's a lot. It's a lot for a woman to do. And to be a mother, it takes a lot of strength just to be able to do what we do. It takes a lot of strength just to be able to do what we do. Now, some mothers, they don't do their children here. I'm a mother where I'm hands-on with everything, combing hair, washing hair, blow drying hair, conditioning hair, oiling scalps, making sure that they're on a scheduled routine. making sure needs, again, are being met. And that takes a lot of work. And so some people, they are able to pay to get their kids' hair done. My kids are tender-headed and they have long, thick hair. And so all I'm saying is, some of us don't want a lot of people touching our kids' hair. Hair is a woman's glory. And so you have to be mindful. Not everyone is saved, and even the ones that say they save, you got to make sure they save. So, and they have a real relationship with Jesus, because people be jealous. Don't think people don't be jealous out here. They do. And so I'm saying all that. I was asked, you had to put on some lotion, excuse me. I'm saying all that to say is, everybody that have kids shouldn't have kids. Because I done seen firsthand married women have to struggle to go to the grocery store with 2 and 3 babies, having to make sure they got help with taking care of their kids, or even cleaning their own house, and they got a whole husband and they got to still juggle babies. And they don't care. A lot of these men don't care that you just gave birth, or if you had a C-section, or if they, not all men, let me just say that, and not all marriages, but there are a good amount. Because if it wasn't a good amount, you wouldn't see the divorce rate the way that it is right now. You wouldn't see women going through some of the things that they go through right now in life. And women who are single mothers shouldn't have to struggle when they have children's father. They shouldn't have to pull all that weight. And it just really sucks that they have dead weight and they have to get rid of that dead weight. And then people look at single moms like they did something wrong. I mean, yeah, they probably did do something wrong. They should have waited till they got married. And then, as we can see again, as a divorce rate, the way that it is, and then people think that they so much better that they're an ex-wife. That don't mean that you're better than a single mother just because you're being called an ex-wife. If you're being called an ex-wife, that means you chose wrong as well. You're no better than a single mother. So women, some women need to get that through their head. You're not better. It's called you made a wrong choice and a wrong decision as well. And just because you get married to somebody don't mean that you got married to the right person. Anybody can get married. Can you stay married to the person that you chose? And then when you look at them, be like, oh my goodness, this person is so immature. But no, you want to look at that person like you better than them. You in the same boat. Ain't no different. Ain't no different. So this video ain't gonna be long to be strong. I know it's gonna get through. I know the message is gonna do what it need to do. And so until the next message, the next video, I don't know if I said everything that I needed to say as far as when I looked at the, I know I'm going backwards. I had to rewind, hold on. I don't know if I said everything that I needed to say about the male nurse video that I seen when he was talking about single mothers waiting. I agree with him when he says that. Wrap it up, use a condom. I'm not promoting you out here having casual sex, but I know once you start dibbling, dabbling, how hard it is to get out of that lifestyle. I already didn't lived it. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying is a woman got to be mindful. You got to protect yourself. You got to know what you're getting yourself involved in and what you aligning yourself with, who you dealing with. Don't be trying to sleep with somebody just because they look good or they smell good or they got swag. That could be the worst decision of your life. At the end of the day, get to know you, love on you, live your life, and don't be tied up with somebody just because they got some money. You can go out and make your own money. At the end of the day, I'm not promoting feminism as well. I'm not promoting that. What I'm saying is be able to take care of yourself, be able to be stable, be able to make your own decisions. That's all I'm saying. Know what you want, know what it is you want, and do not lower your standards. To the next video. Bye.